We're kicking off today with LA Knight, and given his popularity with the fans, his booking has come under serious scrutiny, as he usually ends up on the losing side of high-profile matches. Despite being the favorite to win both times, Knight lost the Men's Money in the Bank ladder match and his US Invitational match last week. And why exactly is WWE booking Knight this way? It's been reported that Knight may be rubbing some people backstage the wrong way, and that this is neither a new phenomenon nor is it isolated to WWE. The report adds that while Vince McMahon has grown to become a fan of Knight, the former Eli Drake has a history of annoying people and is said to be bad at backstage politics. When Ringside News reached out to learn more about this situation, a member of creative said that Knight just didn't understand WWE's locker room yet and added that he'll get straightened out. Knight isn't booked for SummerSlam, another setback for fans of his, but he'll hopefully be able to figure out the locker room soon for the sake of his career on the main roster. But what do you think of this? Do you think Knight's booking is a result of locker room heat? Make sure to sound off in the comments down below. It's been less than a year since Bray Wyatt returned to WWE, but fans have seen nothing from the former Universal Champion for months because of an illness. Wyatt has been gone for so long that he has been removed from WWE's internal creative roster, but recently it was reported that WWE is making plans for a SummerSlam return. When Ringside News asked sources in WWE about this, though, they were told that rumors of Wyatt's return in a matter of weeks are simply rumors, and nobody confirmed any plans for Bray's future. While fans of Bray will be disappointed, some will be relieved, as the initial report said that Wyatt would be targeting Cody Rhodes, a feud that many fans made it clear they didn't want to see happen. On Twitter, fans expressed their resistance to a Wyatt-Rhodes feud, with some arguing that Bray would surely lose this program and another setback for the former Universal Champion. Others were far harsher on Wyatt, with one even saying the sooner he's released the better, while another claimed the feud would kill Cody's momentum, which he's been rebuilding since WrestleMania. Although many fans are officially done with Wyatt, believing his character is irreparable at this point, the sentiment surrounding him was far different when he was let go by WWE just a few years ago. Wyatt's release in 2021 was equally shocking and controversial, with fans slamming WWE for cutting ties with him, and Wyatt wouldn't wrestle before his return to WWE in October of last year. Wyatt had a full-fledged feud with LA Knight shortly after his return, with Bray winning every battle off TV and at the Royal Rumble, and also defeated Jinder Mahal in 4 live event matches. For months, though, Bray has been missing from TV, and fans shouldn't put much stock in rumors of a SummerSlam return, as his future with WWE continues to look very unclear indeed. Now, it was recently confirmed that Brian Pillman Jr. has left AEW after his profile was removed from the company's official roster website. It didn't take long before Pillman was spotted at WWE's Performance Center, sparking rumors he'd joined the company, and now Pillman appears to be WWE bound. Body Slam reports that a deal is already in place, or at the very least in the final steps of being finalized, and if it hasn't already been signed, it will be extremely soon. Pillman is planning to move to Orlando, Florida by the end of August, and the current plan is that he will report to NXT and train full-time at the Performance Center. It was only recently that Pillman teased something massive in his future during a Captain's Corner virtual signing, and it appears that that will be his impending move to WWE. During that same signing, Pillman was asked about possibly having a match at WrestleMania, and the former AEW star said he'd relish in the chance to retire Steve Austin at WWE's biggest event. Before he was stone cold, stunning Steve Austin teamed with Pillman's father as the Hollywood Blondes, and the pair would have an intense feud in the WWF years later. Pillman debuted for AEW in 2019 and signed a deal in 2021, but he would never get too far up the totem pole during his time, and perhaps things will be different as an NXT superstar. SmackDown news now, as the most recent show saw several changes made to the plans, which isn't exactly uncommon these days, but for a change, these changes weren't due to Vince McMahon. As we previously reported, a medical issue led Zelina Vega being pulled from her match with Io Sky, but the issues backstage were bigger than first believed. In an update from PW Insider, it said that multiple talents were pulled from the show, although we don't have confirmation on who else was pulled other than Vega. The report added that while not confirmed, many on the roster believed that COVID was to blame for these changes, either because talent tested positive or came into contact with someone who had. While nationwide lockdowns are a thing of the past, COVID is still a threat, and hopefully we won't have any more examples of talent being pulled due to positive test results. It was during a WWE main event episode in 2014 that Santino Marella had his final match for WWE with a loss to Rusev, but now, close to a decade later, Marella is back in the ring. After joining Impact Wrestling last year, Santino faced another WWE alum, Dirty Dango, at the most recent tapings, and it'll be interesting to see if the former Intercontinental Champion has any more matches left in him. The last time we saw John Cena in the ring, it was at Money in the Bank, and it's safe to say that the rabid London crowd were ecstatic over Cena's vow to bring WrestleMania to the city. In very unsurprising news, John Cena didn't attend the latest episode of AEW Collision, but one fan wanted to make their views on Big Match John very clear during the broadcast. During the broadcast, a fan in the crowd held a sign that proclaimed John Cena is a con artist, with no explanation as to what they meant, nor did they give an example of his alleged fraudulent behavior. The fan did not expand on their claim, but that didn't stop AEW's camera crew from featuring the sign during the show, and the sign was not addressed by the commentary team. While Cena received a mixed response from fans for years, the 16-time WWE World Champion is loved for the most part these days, and usually any disdain for John is reserved for WWE shows only. It's unclear when Cena will return to WWE programming, as his Hollywood schedule keeps John plenty busy these days, but whenever he does return to TV, we know of one AEW fan who won't be happy. AEW Collision now, as CM Punk was on last weekend's show and had a special message for the fans in New Jersey after the cameras stopped rolling. After confronting Ricky Starks on the show, the main event saw Punk once again lose to the Owen Hart Men's Cup winner, this time in a tag match that saw Punk and Darby Allin face Starks and Christian Cage. After AEW stopped airing, the New Jersey fans made it clear they weren't fans of the former AEW World Champion, with some even chanting "F you" to CM Punk. Amid the hostile response, Punk took responsibility for the loss and showed respect to his tag partner, saying no one knew his name 20 years ago, and now everyone knows the name Darby Allin. Even before CM Punk's return, there were plenty of fans who were opposed to him getting another chance, believing that his actions following All Out 2022 should have marked the end of his run. As for what AEW have planned for Punk, time will tell, but given the response in New Jersey, there's plenty of fans who still aren't thrilled to see the best in the world back on TV. In AEW, Orange Cassidy has proven to be a star to watch, and it seems that WWE's Rhea Ripley has been watching him closely, as she gave a nod to the AEW star at a recent WWE Live event. After retaining her title and being scared off post-match by Becky Lynch, Ripley rolled her way to the back, seemingly in a nod to the reigning AEW International Champion. While Ripley and Cassidy aren't in the same company, it's clear that there's a respect between the two, who have become two of the biggest names to watch in their respective promotions. And we're ending today with Dominic Mysterio, who always gets a loud reaction when he's on WWE programming, and it's not just in Vince McMahon's promotion that the ex-con is getting recognized. During the most recent episode of AEW Collision, the House of Black defended their trios titles against the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn, and fans had a special chant in mind for Buddy Matthews. As the match was about to begin, fans started to chant to the tune of Dirty Dom, referencing Mysterio's fiery on-screen romance to Matthews' real-life partner, Rhea Ripley. This isn't the first time Dominic has been brought up on AEW TV, as it was during a freestyle rap that Max Caster claimed that Buddy is trying to look ominous, but is still being cucked by a kid called Dominic. Dominic has come a long way from being seen as nothing more than Rey Mysterio's son, and has made a name for himself in WWE, and that star power was felt on AEW Collision last Saturday night.